What's up, everyone? We are down to our final six, and Christmas has been claiming that this is the greatest final six of all time. I'm pretty sure most of you folk will have an opinion on that, guys, but of course we've got some updates to do, so welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started, guys, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new around here, and also click the like button and click the bell icon to get notified every single time a new upload goes live. Okay, guys, so let's talk about Christmas's claim of this final six of BB22 being the greatest final six of all time. I'm going to straight away throw this to you guys. Let me know in the comment section who you think is the greatest final six of all time. Do you agree with Christmas, or do you think it belongs to a different season, guys? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. The veto ceremony has taken place, and Cody has decided not to use the power of veto, leaving Tyler and Christmas on the block, but we need to find out who's actually going to kick the Big Brother bucket this week. So with all the game updates to talk through, it could be anybody's game, but it's definitely leaning towards one way. But obviously, lots of game talk and lots of time can change the outcome, so we'll dive right in to see what's being talked about straight after the veto ceremony. Christmas and Tyler have made a pact not to throw one another under the bus. They don't want things to get nasty ahead of the eviction this week, but they've pretty much done all the throwing under the bus they can already before the veto ceremony. They pretty much knew that Cody was not going to use the power of veto, so they got in all the game talk that they needed to before the veto ceremony even took place. So it will probably be minimal game talk about this week as we lead up to the eviction. However, there's going to be a hell of a lot of game talk about next week, because you've got to make backup plans and backup plans for your backup plans, you know, moving into next week now, because obviously, as we talk about every single video now, allies have to turn on one another, and they need to make sure that they are not at the bottom of the totem pole in essence, and you know, make sure that they can have a better position than their other allies. They've got to put themselves first at this point, but I'm guessing game talk is going to be very minimal now, and Christmas, I think, has done enough talk to make sure that she stays, and I think Tyler's done enough damage to make sure that he goes. Enzo told Cody that next week he is planning to let Memphis know that he will be on the block if he wins HOH alongside Christmas. Obviously, Memphis would be the pawn. They're trying to get Christmas out, but they said they want to make sure that Memphis doesn't end up on the block, because they are worried that if he is not on the block, he may win the veto, take Christmas off, then Enzo or Cody could end up going home. Sorry, yeah, because Enzo would be the HOH in that scenario. Cody could end up going home. Lots of things to throw around, because I think Nicole would be sitting very safely in that situation. However, flip things on its head, and they discussed that if Memphis wins HOH, Memphis has already said that he's going to put up Nicole alongside Christmas, with Nicole as the intended target. So again, I know there's only really a few people who are sitting safely, and I think Enzo is very likely going to make it to the Final Four with ease. He may have a little bit of trouble in the Final Four, but I think it's anyone's game next week as to who could go home. All it takes is for someone to make the wrong move at the wrong time, and then kaboom, you're gone. Cody, Enzo and Nicole were talking about Christmas's speech at the veto ceremony, and obviously we don't know what happened there because the feeds go down for all the ceremonies, but we will find out in Wednesday night's episode. But there seems to be a theme going around where Christmas kept insinuating that they make great TV or something like that, and you know, she said it about 3 times or something like that, but then Cody said that the greatest TV would be blindsiding Christmas and sending her home and making her blow up, and for sure that would make great TV. A good old blindside is what we live for in Big Brother, and Christmas would not expect that if that happened. And I've seen quite a few people saying if Tyler manages to, you know, talk his way out of this week, because this target is gigantic on Tyler right now, and I don't know why they didn't take him out a few weeks ago, but I commend the fact that he keeps going and going and going, because Tyler is sort of the cat with 9 lives this time round, and I've said that if they let him get through, he's going to make it to the final 2 for sure. I mean, it's Tyler we're talking about, and I still stand by that. If he makes it through this week, he's going to make it to the final 2. But do I think he'll make it through this week? No, I don't. However, it would be very, very interesting if there was a Christmas blindside. It would blow things up. It would blow dynamics up. The whole house will be shaken, and yeah, it would be very exciting to see how things would go out from there. But my honest prediction is the fact that Tyler will be going out and Christmas is staying another week, with her on Nicole as the intended target for next week. Tyler asked Memphis if he has his vote this week, and Memphis was straight up with him and said that he's definitely leaning towards evicting him this week. But then Tyler put up a great shout, and this is the Tyler that we've been waiting for. This is what we're talking about when we say Tyler can talk his way out of something, because Tyler started pitching to Memphis all these ideas about Tyler wants to take him to the final 2. That's 100% reassuring, because I don't think Christmas would take Memphis to the final 2. I think she's definitely going to help him for a certain amount of time, make it far, and then cut him. I just don't think Christmas really, her loyalty doesn't really lie with Memphis fully, nor does Memphis with Christmas, as he wants to take her out next week. What's the harm in doing 1 week's difference? And I do think Tyler makes a good shout there, and he says that if Enzo or Nicole gets to the end, they are very much favoured by the jury. They think that they are great and they played the game fantastically, and as a result, they will get the votes in the final 2. And Memphis was sort of making the pitch, let's just hope that the jury's vote on gameplay rather than who they like the most. And Memphis makes a good point, I've got to admit that there. However, saying that, Memphis saying let's hope isn't enough with Big Brother. It's not hope. It's you've got to play the cards right. There's a phrase in the song "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers, which is one of my favourite lyrics, where he says every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and it doesn't matter what hand you dealt. And even if you played the game good or whatever like that, the hand you're dealt is a bit of jury, so you've got to play that jury as well as you can. So however you play that card, it could end. You could be at the bottom of the house and you could end up being the winner. You could end up being the loser. It doesn't matter. Let's throw back to Paul and Josh in BB19. I think everyone thought Paul was going to win going into the end, and then the jury went bitter, flipped on Josh, and Josh played the hand right by basically selling out Paul in every single goodbye message, and it worked. And it's not too late to try and flip something round and play your cards right so you could end up winning the game. And I truly believe that Memphis needs to be very careful in what he's saying there when he says, let's hope the jury does it. Hope isn't enough in this game. You've got to make sure that hope's always good, but hope isn't going to get you the jury votes to win. You've actually got to make those decisions and bring someone to the final two that the bit of jury won't really want to vote to win, so then you can win against them. It seems as though we may have a house divided, with Memphis definitely wanting to vote out Tyler this week, although he said he would mull it over after that conversation. And obviously Enzo has brought up the notion of voting both Christmas and Tyler out. It's very much up in the air, and Cody hasn't really made a distinct decision. He sort of just said, let's leave it up to the house, as Cody's done on every single one of his HOH reigns. And obviously Christmas goes, yeah, let's do what the HOH wants. And it looks like this week, potentially, it's not exactly what the HOH wants getting her out, but it could just turn on her, and I guess her own ID, or sort of her own idea, or logic has screwed her over if she says do what the HOH wants, because Christmas has been saying that all season, and if the HOH wants Christmas out, then she could be heading out the door. But Nicole has said that her vote is going to lie with Enzo and Cody, whatever they want to do. So if Enzo or Cody makes this last minute flip to go, okay, yeah, let's keep Tyler around, Nicole is likely going to jump on board with that, and we'll get a Christmas blindside. I've been saying this all week long, guys, and here it is. This is the turning point where, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Things could flip, things could change, and this could be the turning point. It really matters over these next couple of days if Cody or Enzo makes this a bold statement to say, okay, we're keeping Tyler around rather than Christmas, and the house will go into chaos on Thursday night. Whilst Nicole was having the conversation with Tyler about potentially leaning his way, it obviously comes down to the leverage of whether or not Enzo and Cody decide to vote out Christmas. She basically said to Tyler, she drew a total blank moment, and she basically said that she doesn't care about either of the nominees. She doesn't want to keep either of them in the house. And yeah, but a bit of a strange moment there. She needs to be very, very careful, and I don't think she realised. I think it went straight over her head when she said it. So afterwards, she was talking to the camera, and she was like, "Come on, Nicole, get your act together. I can't believe I just said that." And I mean, that is, yeah, that's a pretty bad move, but I think she's got a get out of jail free card, because it's not like Tyler is holding on to her big brother life. She's holding on to Tyler's. She's the deciding vote if Enzo decides one way and Memphis decides the other. So I think she's cool there, but Tyler may just not may remember that and move forward. I don't think, if Tyler does survive, I don't think he wants to take Nicole to the end, but either way, Nicole needs to be very, very careful in her phrasing and her choice of words. To wrap everything up, guys, Cody did not use the power of veto, so Christmas and Tyler are left on the block, with anyone's game potentially coming to an end this week. I think yesterday and the day before, it was very much leaning towards the fact that Tyler was going to be going home. But if Enzo and Cody switch things up, Nicole is more than willing to jump on that bandwagon as well, and Nicole may just sway things. So we never know who could be going home this week. We could see a blind side of Christmas that you would totally not expect, and a total power dynamic shift with Cody being top dog, thrown to the bottom, and Memphis getting angry with several people because they didn't stick to their word. Lots of exciting things to think of this week, and it's chaos going into the final five. Pretty crazy hour at the final five as well. It seems as though, it's just gone down so fast after this triple eviction, so the numbers are dwindling fast, and it'll be finale night before you know it. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for watching, and I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know your predictions for Thursday night's eviction. Who would you like to see evicted? Who do you think will be evicted? And who do you want to become the new HOH on Thursday night? Lots of exciting times ahead, guys. But again, thank you very, very much for watching, everyone. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you guys. You can check out the description for a few interactive features. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram down there. And also, you can become a patron of TV Talks with Tom, guys. But thank you again, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.